Welcome to Wednesday. Glad to see you. By now, you're an expert at beginning with your Gmail, filling your attendance, closing with your book, and listening to our read aloud. Please watch the entire Wednesday video, which you are watching now. And you have two tasks to do today. One is a practice task. You will need some scratch paper. You can just grab an old piece of paper and something to write with. And the other is a new task. It's a Google question in Google Classroom. Directions are found right here. Directions are also found on your Wednesday list, on your checklist, as well as on parents' checklist that went out on Friday afternoon. Some of the easiest directions are listed right here, and you can just go ahead and read them right off the slide. Please know today you must have your teaching video slideshow open. It will allow you to zoom in on the text. Let's go to that now. Yesterday, we read the article Natives of the Coastal Plain. Hopefully, you remember reading that and you remember what it's about. If you do not, that's all right. You may go back and reread. That's what strong readers do. You may also go back and watch Tuesday's video again because I read it aloud to you then. Today, our task is to come up with the text evidence answers, which are like the supports or the key details, to lead us to the main idea, what the text is mostly about. I'm sorry it wouldn't load on my last video. I was having internet issues. Hopefully you don't know about that. There is a visual on the next slide for some of the most common tribes, their names and their houses and some facts about them, just to kind of guide you as a support. It's on slide 8. So first thing I would like to do is look at slide 7. I'm going to use my control minus to make my text larger. You can see my number, I'm at 67%. I like to go as large as I can. It just makes it easier for me to read. All right, which of the following tribes could be found in the coastal plain region? This is simply a key detail, who is in the region. You have a list of tribe names. My strong readers are going to go back to the text and they're going to look up the names of the tribes and they're going to see, okay, which one is listed in answer number 1. I'd like you to pause your video right now and take care of that. And I'd actually like you to jot down an answer on your scratch paper. All you have to do is write number 1, put a 1, and put A, B, C, or D. Pause and do that, please. Welcome back. Let's look and let's see if we can read the list together. Here we are, Choanoke, Roanoke. Let's just look on at the names. And which one of these is found in number 1? The correct answer is letter B, the Corey tribe. That's a detail. Let's go to number 2. Which of the following is a forest resource? Ooh, we jotted that yesterday. Trees, they're found naturally and people use them to survive. So you have 4 choices. Ooh, look at letter D. Trees, deer, nuts and berries, all of the above. That means you like A, B, and C. Please go back to the text and look up what is found in the forest. This is in paragraph 2. See, it's indented over here. I need you to pause now and look up your answer. All right, I'm glad you're back with me. I see nuts and berries. Let's see what else I see. I'm going to take a look. I'm going to pop back at my answer choices to make it a little easier for me. Trees, I already know. And let's see if deer would be found in the forest. I know that. Deer are found in the forest. I hope you picked answer D, all of the above. Let's use your text evidence. We're picking out the pylons to the bridge right now. So at the end of this, you can tell me what the text is mostly about. How did farming cause populations to increase? Let's look at the choices before we go to the text. People had more land. Not so sure. People could stop hunting. I think they probably still had to hunt. There were more types of food. Well, yes, that's very helpful. When you can grow more, you can eat more and you're healthier. And farming was easier than fishing. I'm not so sure that's the right answer. Well, let's look back in the text and let's see where we can find, oh, it's population increasing right here. Please pause the video, look back. You like those silly glasses, don't you? And come up with your answer. Welcome back. What did you decide upon for number 3? I hope you went with letter C. There were more types of food, which helped people to be healthier, and they produced more people. Let's try 4. Both men and women worked in the fields, planting and harvesting crops. This is true or false. Go to the text, yes or no. Did both men and women work to hunt or to grow crops in the fields? It's sentence right here. Pause. Find your answer using your text evidence. Welcome back. And I hope you picked A. True, that both men and women worked in the fields. Fish, ducks, and oysters are all examples of, and you have forest resources. I'm not sure oysters are found in the forest. They're found in the water. Wampum, water resources, or agriculture. All right, let's go back to the text. Fish, ducks, and oysters. Okay, this section is talking about water resources. I need you to find fish and then pause, look up oysters and ducks. And here we are back together. Let's choose our answer for 5. The correct answer is C, water resources. Now you're halfway through with your questions. How are you doing? Are you getting most of them correct? If so, that's wonderful. You probably understood the text. Have you gotten them all wrong? If you have, I wouldn't go any farther. I'd go back and reread the text or listen to me read it to you from yesterday. If you're kind of in the middle, I've gotten a couple wrong and a couple right. Stick with it. Just be very careful on number 6. What were weirs used for? That's a bold word in the text. Let me go read around it. Go back to your text, find weirs, and I want you to go all the way here and read all the way past it to here. Pause and come up with your answer for 6, please. Okay, welcome back. What did they use weirs for? Were they for capturing ducks and geese, trapping fish, hunting deer, or building longhouses? I hope you chose letter B. It's a special fence in the water that traps fish. Going to 7. Why did natives set fire in their canoes? Now that was an unusual detail. Why are they lighting fires in their canoes? Let's go find that in the text. It's right here. Setting fires. Press pause now and come up with your answer for number 7. And let's look at number 7 now that you're back. The correct answer is D, to attract ducks and geese. You have 3 left. Number 8, why were shells important to the coastal plain natives? Now I know why shells are important to me, but it's not the same reason as the Native Americans had. So what did they use shells for? It's in the text. It's in this paragraph. Please read this and find the answer. Welcome back. The correct answer for number 8 is letter B. They were traded like money. Wampum. Number 9, coastal plain natives never traded with other tribes in North Carolina. Is this true or false? Let's look. And welcome back. It is false because, because they did trade. This word never is a tricky word. It kind of throws you off. They did trade, so the way it's worded is it's a false answer. Last one, number 10. Which best describes the longhouses that the coastal plain natives lived in? Find your text evidence for longhouses. It's nice, it's bolded. Pause. And welcome back. What's a description of a longhouse? You have small, stone, large, private. They were not small. They were not made out of stone, and they were not private. Use the process of elimination, and the correct answer is letter C. All right, remember you have a resource following this because we're doing two things with this lesson. We are learning about main idea and language arts, but we're also covering some of our social studies learning about the coastal plain Native Americans. You have 2 tasks for today. That completes one of them. We just answered our main ideas of the Native American coastal plains. You have a question now to answer that's found in Google Classroom. This is new. We have not done this before, so listen carefully. You're going to look under week 6 in Google Classroom. It is a separate question. It has a question mark. It is not listed in the slideshow or in the teaching slideshow because you're turning it in today. Go ahead and click on this. Please read the directions. You're writing incomplete sentences. You're typing your answer. Let's view the question now. Let me see if I can move myself up here. Here is the question. What is the main idea of natives of the coastal plain? So again, the question is, what's the main idea of this article? It's not going to be listed in the article. You have to take all those key details that we answered in 1 through 10, and you have to put them together in a sentence or two that builds a bridge. If you're sitting there saying, what does she mean, main idea? Go back to the beginning of the slideshow. This slide's going to be especially helpful. Be careful. I'm not asking what's the topic. I don't want a one-word answer. I want a couple of sentences in your answer. You're going to type your answer here. You click under your answer where it says type, and it does say over in the directions you have to restate. I'm actually going to copy and paste this. I'm going to highlight this and hit Control C, and I'm going to click my cursor over here and can hit Control V. Now I can't turn this in yet because I didn't answer it. I just restated. The main idea of natives of the coastal plain is, and then you're going to type your answer. Don't type that gobbly goop. Type actual words, use a period, and then turn this in. I am not going to turn mine in because that is unacceptable work in 4th grade. All right, checking your slide before we close out. Make sure you finish strong with your reading. Take good care. I'm proud of you. I'm here to help.